We've always thought about quitting. Michael and I, for sure. Things come up. It's like, the fuck is the point of this rap shit if nobody's gonna pay attention to it? But we kept working.
We're here with the trio, Defprez.
Just so y'all know, third member, 3 of us in the group.
Yeah,
he don't live here, that's why he's not in the press pictures, but just had to let y'all know there are 3 people in Defprez. Knows the Time produces everything in Defprez.
Mixed the first 2 EPs.
Recording in his closet.
The first Defprez EP was recorded that weekend. We recorded the first Defprez song. I recorded parts of an EP, and I think recorded an album that weekend too.
We've known each other for over a decade.
This is the easiest, most natural, creative partnership I think I've ever been involved in.
We had no plans to be a group. It happened.
We didn't.
I planned it the whole time. I was like, we're gonna do a group.
He Birdman. We don't got no royalties.
I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if you heard the Makami song he did during the set, but this is my. Please don't take that seriously, Makami. That was a joke.
We love you, Mak.
He hasn't even asked us a question yet.
Yeah, I was about to say I love you.
I'm gonna let y'all cook.
I was say I'm a dick blower, but I love you, Zo. For real.
Defprez, y'all said, didn't mean to happen. You know, it's very organic in its nature. But how did the idea come about?
If I recall correctly, I was heading up there to record an album in Madison, Wisconsin, which is where Michael and Ian were living at the time. And Michael had always had this idea that he'd mentioned to me, yo, what if we put together like a project in 24 hours?
I said that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was where it came from. We got through a whole bunch of stuff. I had a little bit of time. The Sunday morning, I was supposed to leave after recording everything. Michael came over at 11. I dipped out at like 1:15, but by that point, we recorded 3 songs. Yeah. And that was the first EP.
Actually 4. The 4th one was the one on my cassette.
Oh, full price?
Full price wasn't that day though.
It wasn't?
No, full price was a different
What's the
day.
lore?
The EP was recorded like literally we were pulling vinyl for him to sample.
Allegedly.
At the beginning,
We used
no samples.
I can't believe
allegedly.
that we gotta say that shit now.
I don't say nothing. I stand on it.
We used AI. It's all AI.
I'm not worried about nothing. Yeah, we pull records.
So,
I pull records.
Before Wally ghost produced our EP, we pulled the vinyl. Ian chopped up the samples. We wrote. We recorded. An hour and a half later, I was on a bus back to Chicago from Madison. So again, most organic. And I've been very fortunate. I know Michael and Ian have also been very fortunate to have some really great creative partnerships as well. But this is the one that's the most natural just because we've been friends for the longest period of time and have been working together in close proximity for so long.
These my brothers for real. It's nothing to talk about.
Michael, what brought you to Chicago?
I lived in Madison for the longest amount of time, actually. I did undergrad out there. I did a brief stint in Minneapolis. That shit didn't work. I moved back to Madison, and then I was like, all right, I got to graduate to Chicago. I used to be very intimidated by Chicago, actually. I think it was more rooted out of a place of respect where, especially in rap music, people have to know where you come from, whether it's like just a location standpoint or like what programs you're affiliated with. It's really about lineage and it's about community. On the outside looking in, it could feel very insular in the sense where like people really protect their own. When I finally got over that in my mind and kind of just lived here and paid rent here and like actually built community, like it's community for everybody out here. Like so many amazing artists live here and they're just chilling here. It's not as crazy as it seems, bro. Like you can kick it at the right venues, the right bars, kick it long enough, you'll find people. So like I'm happy that I ended up here eventually. Sometimes I wish I came a little earlier, but I feel like if I did that, we wouldn't even be right here in this moment. So I'm happy that people have embraced me and I fuck with being here. Winners fucking blow. Everything else is pretty rough.
Just inside right there, like Rich Jones, you know, Rich Robbins, Kari. Namdi was in there.
Namdi was in there, Jones. Samira, Jasmine.
I'd love to hear from each of y'all, really, like, who's an artist that people should be watching out for, you know, that's also kind of in the underground that you feel doesn't get enough shine?
I'm always gonna stamp my niggas at Y Records. Josh, Davis, Malky, everybody. Shout out Y Records.
Shout out Tomorrow King, shout out Lamar Manuel, Jay Bambi and Samira Truth. They were on the bill for a reason.
I got them on there because they 2 of the best in the fucking city, bro. Stop playing.
Shout out Slime, shout out Solar 5. There are a bunch of other names, but we'd be here for another hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, how much fucking time you got? Shout out my homie Joyfriend, he was in there too. Chicago was in that joke. Football Head was in there, like, nah, for real.
And also, shout out to Jean Doe. Might not be considered underground, but is independent and is also like one of the most talented artists anywhere, does not get enough shine. I just wanted to shout her out.
Not a rapper, but Kara Jackson just dropped the album of the year.
You stole mine, bro. Y'all talk too much. Yeah. Kara Jackson, crazy. Album is so good. She's like so.
One of them ones.
Yeah, she's so good. So good.
This project got picked up like crazy. Being on the Fader, Rolling Stone, I believe, Pitchfork
Twice.
Ebro
show.
Y'all have been doing this rap shit for a long time. So I don't know if that was your first features in there, but certainly a milestone regardless.
I had like little write-ups here and there for things that I produced on those publications, but I think it was just cool to see y'all's faces. Seeing Defprez as a thing, seeing the picture of y'all, it just hit different, you know, instead of just like a little blurb, a little write-up, a little feature or whatever.
The crazy part about it is I think so many folks that wrote about us in these publications, like they're people that like I've been in community with because I did a lot of journalism stuff as well. To see like Alphonse just tweet shit, to see like Timotep show love, to see my nigga Dylan show love, Andre G, one of the rawest niggas doing, like just to see these folks in these positions just showing love is crazy. We've held on to this album for a brick. Like it's been done for a year. We started it before lockdown. On the Spotify back end, I just saw Two Dope Boys put it in a playlist. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, you know how long I want to be on Two Dope Boys? You shitting me? Like, niggas just found it naturally, and I feel really vindicated for real. And it's kind of put the battery in my back. It's just time to start fucking niggas up, period.
It's also kind of a confluence of a lot of hard work for a long time and just consistency. We've had these conversations before, like we've always thought about quitting. Michael and I, for sure, things come up. It's like, the fuck is the point of this rap shit if nobody's gonna pay attention to it? But we kept working. We kind of ignored that voice in our head, and this is a confluence of the work Closed Sessions did on our behalf. So shout out to RTC and Closed Sessions. The work Ryan at Biz 3 did, and Josue Olivares as well. And everybody Michael mentioned as well, good people who were tuned into the music and enjoyed it and put on for something that they believed in. We're just really lucky, man. I'm lightweight emotional about it right now because these guys waited a long time for this album to happen. I had some other things come up after it was recorded, and I asked them to wait, and they did. There were a lot of frustrations, a lot of stops and starts with it. They saw it through to the end and saw the vision, saw what it could be, so.
He can't say that without us having to thank him for the fact that realistically, a bulk of this attention has been laid via groundwork that he put in because he spent the last year and a half, 2 years busting his ass, getting crazy looks, establishing the Closed Sessions relationship, fucking with Backwoods, all this other shit. Like, he really has been fucking shit up. Stop playing.
Filthy
like,
too.
Filthy Records.
The whole Filthy connection was because of you.
Literally.
I think that Filthy played a big part of this record.
For sure.
Filthy Records, important label in Chicago.
Yeah, shout out to Decay. That actually is who I would shout out. All of the
People
underground.
talk about no labels being around in
Nah,
Chicago.
man,
and
fuck that.
shit too,
Fuck
bro.
that for real. There are a lot of people who've been waiting for a label like Filthy for a long time. And if you think about the artists, I Am God, Solar 5, Green Slime, Psalm 1, the people who are putting music out on that label.
Us.
Yeah, we put out music on there. It's phenomenal. So shout out to Decay. Keep an eye out for everything that Filthy Records is doing. Yeah.
Shout out to the real people that was fucking with this shit before we got the write-ups too. We was putting like Sunday number 1 and 2 on SoundCloud. You feel me? Like people was listening to that shit on SoundCloud and
I
Bandcamp.
think they're still up on your Bandcamp.
They are, yeah.
They still on my SoundCloud too.
My Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they are.
What's next for Defprez?
We about to run these solo routes up, I'm pretty sure. We all got shit. We all kind of going like in our own waves right now, but now that the battery's in my back, I know speaking for myself, like it's time to just start fucking niggas up. I've been like on the precipice of a new era, I think, and I've spent a lot of the last couple of years through pandemic, especially, which is still going on by the fucking way. We had a Masquerade of the show tonight. I love that, like, it was basically like majority adherence. Shout out to Clean Air Club for loaning us a purifier for the night. It's little, but it's big as hell. I had to carry that shit out the Uber, and it'll purify the whole room, like that little ass machine. There's just little interventions that we could do as a community to just make shit safer for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to try to make shit as accessible as I can. I got homies near that's like immunocompromised, nigga. I might be immunocompromised. I've had COVID before. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. It's so much question marks. But I do know that if you keep getting COVID over and over again, a lot of shit can happen to you. Systemically, no one gives a fuck about it. So if we give a fuck about each other, that would be great. What the fuck was we talking about before that? I've been on the precipice of a new era for a minute, and I've just taken a lot of time in private, work with a lot of the homies to just like carve through a new direction. I think I'm closer every day, and I think it's time to start letting shit go. Now we got some looks. I got to do something with it.
Right now, there's more records with both of them individually, but I think there will be more stuff, hopefully. We don't force stuff, right? So when it comes up naturally, I think it'll happen. I make a lot of different types of beats. I've been working with a lot of different people, collaborating with like Nadarb, who's like a producer, LA-based, and like I've just been sending out loops and getting random placements. I worked with Hook. I don't know if you know Hook from Riverside or Riverdale. I don't know. I'm not from California. Shout out Hook though. Hook is crazy. But just like a lot of rap that I think is different than the rap that they make because I love all of it and I produce all of it, and it's cool to be able to like tap in with other voices.
And it's all fire.
Thank
All of
you.
your beats are fire.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's
You don't
insane.
understand the impact this man has had on the culture,
Insane.
just kicking back, chilling, getting degrees and shit, getting doctorates. Y'all don't understand, bro. So
That's
when he starts
ridiculous.
popping up on niggas' albums, don't say nothing, bro. I've been told you, I put my money on this nigga every single day.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
they've definitely believed in me for
Niggas
over a
bullshitted,
decade.
bro.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
For sure.
Letter of the day is L, Hell of a Drug, out on Closed Sessions this year. There's another project I gotta keep under wraps. It's gonna be really cool. It should be dropping this year as well. Working on this album called Bodie's Revenge with Green Slime and Solar 5. Shout out to them. And also, I've had an album done with my man Seth Severe for quite some time. So
A legend, a Chicago
Yeah,
legend
Chicago
for real.
Legend
Yeah.
for the beat scene, especially in Chicago. Like before any of this lo-fi shit, homework edit, whatever, Sev was laying the groundwork for people to turn that into a style. Me and Sev are gonna be wrapping that up too. So either late this year or sometime next year.
He always got 6 projects in rotation. I can never be like that. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's true. There's a bunch of other stuff. Consistency or stupidity. I'll let you decide.
ADHD.
ADHD for sure. There we go. We landed on that. We'll land on that.
Defprez, great show y'all put on.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you so much.